Hi children, in this class we discuss about the new lesson A Tiger in the House written by Ruskin Bond. He writes lot of interesting stories for children. In his stories he included his grandfather and some pet animals. Can you imagine a tiger in the house? It's very difficult, right? You have pet animals like puppies and cats. But imagining a tiger in the house, it's very difficult and also scary. In this lesson, a tiger in the house, but it is not a big tiger as you are thinking, it's a small tiger, we call them as cub. Here I enlist some difficult words with the meanings. See here. Difficult words. Expedition. A journey for a certain purpose. The boy dreamed of going on an Antarctic expedition. Tempt. Attracting. The taste of the cake tempted me to eat. Companion. Friend. He lives with his cat as a companion. Temper, a person's state of mind seen in terms of their being angry or calm. I am sorry I lost my temper. Retreat, withdraw. He quickly retreated from the room. Ridiculously, very silly. Rent here is ridiculously high. Pretended, acting. I closed my eyes and pretended as I was asleep. Retriever, full grown breed. They own a dog, Tommy, who is a golden retriever. Dignity, calm and serious behavior that makes people respect you. He bowed with great dignity. Snarling, sound. The dogs started to snarl at each other, so I had to separate them. Reclining, lying back in a relaxed position. He sat back in his leather reclining chair. Now, let us go through characters once before the lesson. Timothy, a tiger cub. Grandfather, boy's grandfather. Grandmother, boy's grandmother. Boy. Muhammad, cook. Zookeeper, one who looks after the animals in the zoo. Let's see the lesson. Timothy, the tiger cub. The tiger cub name was Timothy. Was discovered by grandfather on a hunting expedition in the Terai jungle near Dera. Where did grandfather find the tiger cub? Grandfather found a tiger cub in Terai jungle near Dera. At first, the tiger cub, who was named Timothy by grandmother. Here, grandfather discovered the tiger cub, but grandmother named him as Timothy. Was brought up entirely on milk given to him in a feeding bottle by our cook Muhammad. When Timothy was a baby cub, he was brought up entirely on milk given to him a feeding bottle by the cook Muhammad. The cook name was Muhammad. But the milk proved too rich for him and he was put on a diet of raw mutton and cod liver oil, to be followed later by a more tempting diet of pigeons and rabbits. When when Tiger was a baby cub, he was brought up entirely on milk. But when he grows up, this diet was not enough for the Timothy. That's why he was replaced a diet with raw mutton and cod liver oil and more tempting diet of pigeons and rabbits. Timothy was provided with two companions. Companions means friends. Who provided two friends? It was grandfather. Who are they? Toto the monkey and small mongrel puppy. Toto the monkey, who was bold enough to pull the young tiger by the tail and then climb up the curtains if Timothy lost his temper. Here you know the monkey's nature. It will not be quiet in one place. They make mischief and they disturb others. They make fun to the others. In the same manner, Toto the monkey, he makes fun with the Timothy. What did he do? He pulled the Timothy's tail. Here, when Timothy became angry or lost his temper, this Toto the monkey, he climbed up the curtains. And a small mongrel puppy found on the roadside by grandfather. And another friend, small mongrel puppy, it found in the roadside by grandfather. At first, Timothy appeared to be quite afraid of the puppy. Here, first, the Timothy was very afraid of the puppy and darted back with a spring if it came too near. When this puppy, he came near to the Timothy, suddenly he goes back with sprung. He would make absurd dashes at it with his large forepaws. This Timothy, he comes forward some 4 steps with his large forepaws and then retreat to a ridiculously safe distance, and then he goes back with his safe distance. Finally, he allowed the puppy to crawl on his back and rest there. This last sentence, it shows the friendship between the Timothy and the puppy. Finally, he allowed the puppy to crawl on his back for taking a rest. In this paragraph, we can see the new character, that is boy. Boy is a Ruskin Bond or author. One of the Timothy's favorite amusement was to stalk anyone who would play with him. What was Timothy's favorite amusement? Amusement is nothing but enjoyment. He used to stalk. Stalk means to follow. To whom did he follow? He followed a boy. Boy is a Ruskin Bond. This boy, he came for to live with the grandfather. And so, when I came to live with grandfather, I became one of the tiger's favorites. Here, this boy, he became one of the tiger's favorites. With a crafty look in his glittering eyes and his body crouching, he would creep closer and closer to me. You can visualize this line in this picture. You can see the Timothy and the boy sitting too close to each other. Suddenly, making a dash for my feet, rolling over on his back and kicking with delight. and pretending to bite my ankle. This Timothy, he rolling over his back and he was kicking and delighting. He was kicking and delight. Delight means what? Glad. And pretending. Pretending means he was acting bite his ankle. He was by this time the size of a full-grown retriever. As days passed by, this Timothy, he grew up a full-grown retriever. Retriever means a type of a hunting dog. And when I took him out for a walk, people on the road would give us a wild bird. Here when this boy, Ruskin Bond, he went for a walk. He took him for a outside for walking. People on the outside, they gave us a wild birth. Wild birth means people, they stayed away at the safe distance, because now the Timothy, he became a full-grown retriever. When he pulled hard on his chain, I had difficulty in keeping up with him. When Timothy, he pulled his chain hard, it was very difficult for this boy to hold this chain. Let's continue this story in next video. Thank you.